9:30, 10 o'clock at night. He's seen the car, he's driven it to the local petrol pump to see what it looks like and all of that.
No better. Anything.
There was condoms.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel.
It's your girl Raya.
And I'm your girl Shopz.
And today we're going to do a little story time of when my car got stolen.
Because she was so eager to tell you guys these stories. Please.
Yeah, and can you just act surprised when I say the bits?
Okay.
So, you know.
But you guys, I'm gonna act like I'm surprised.
So if anyone knows me, they'll know that I'm a car fanatic. I love driving. I love driving fast cars. I went and got myself a CLA.
Work. You send me every
And I had it for about a year and it just wasn't for me because I was going to have my daughter, so I knew I needed a more family friendly car. So I thought, you know, I'll switch up the cars.
Okay.
Anyway, I was in contact with the dealership and they were going to take the car back. This was about February time. They accepted that they're going to buy the car off me. But then I also put the ad up on Auto Trader. So I got a lot of response and I thought, you know what, let me just bring the car back and let me try sell it myself because Mercedes were taking so long. I got it delivered on the day that someone was going to come see it. He was very eager, constantly messaging me, very obsessed with, you know, and he kept saying, do you have 2 keys for it? And I was like, yes. He was very interested in the car. I should have used that. I should have seen that as a red flag, but I didn't. Anyway, so he came to my house about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Never do videos in the night.
Okay, well listen, I was desperate.
By yourself?
Yeah, I did it by myself.
You are crazy. I'm pretending as if I don't know the story, but I actually do.
But that's a good.
Okay, yeah, that was good. That was
acting.
good acting. Okay, cool.
He's seen the car, he's driven it to the local petrol pump to see what it looks like and all of that.
No better. Anything. Excellent finish.
I asked him, how'd you get here? And he goes, oh, I drove my aunt's car. And I was like, why would you drive a car if you're buying a car? So already that was like the second flag.
No, but you do drive cars to pick up cars though.
Yeah, but you have someone with you.
Okay.
We've now parked up the car. He's shaking my hand. He's like, remember you're here tomorrow. I said, okay, I'll let you know. I might be at the hospital. As we were parking up the car, he got out early. And I was passenger side, just like taking out the things from the glove compartment. And I could see on the window that he was like texting someone. I didn't realize he was swapping the keys.
Damn!
One was the real one was the fake one.
He gave you a dummy key.
He gave me a dummy key.
How did you lock the car?
Because it was from the dealership, they already tied my keys together and he had put another CLA's key in. When he gave me the keys back, he gave me the right key. I used the right key to lock the car. I've now messaged him. It was very nice meeting you. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. That's how desperate I was. He then replied saying, no problem, see you tomorrow.
What?
I've now walked out about 1 o'clock in the morning because I had to go to the hospital because I was feeling a bit unwell.
This was the next day?
This was 2 hours later. I've now come out to the car. I'm talking to my friend. My battery is going to die as well because I'm always running on low charge. As I'm coming up to the place that I parked my car, I'm like, this doesn't seem to be here. Like, what could it be? I thought it's because I don't have insurance.
Okay.
Maybe my road tax also expired because obviously it was with the dealership for 6 weeks. I'm thinking maybe the council picked it up. There's no glass around the car. It just disappeared. So I've now run back to my house. My phone died. I'm now calling on the phone box, like calling the police. They've now called the ambulance because they can see I'm hyperventilating. The ambulance come right now, you're going straight to the hospital. I'm like, no, I need to hunt down my car. They're like, don't worry about the car. I know the police ain't gonna do a good job. Do you get what I mean? They're like, oh, we'll look for it. I said, no, you're not gonna look for it.
At that point, did you figure out how he stole it?
No, I was still a bit like, how could it be? Obviously the pieces added up later as I was going through.
Okay, cool.
The officers went to the petrol station and they got the footage back. Because I've got a photographic memory, I pictured his exact outfit and it matched. I've now left the hospital the next day just to look for my car. Yeah, I was walking everywhere. Anyway, I called him the next day and I said, hey, you know, I haven't heard from you. When are you coming to get the car?
He actually picked up the phone?
Yeah, he picked up the phone. It was a Leica number, so I knew he was going to switch off his phone soon. He goes, oh, yeah, I'm going to try come later. I said, I'm so sorry, I didn't get your name. What's your name? And he goes to me, oh, it's Dre. And I'm like,
Dre?
Yeah, Dre. And I'm like, okay. Then he goes, no, my name is, and he gave me a random name. But because he said Dre first, I kind of clocked that.
That would be a name.
Yeah. Or it'll be a sort of nickname or something.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? I'm now asking him questions. Before he came to me, I had already asked him, where are you from? What part of London? Where are you coming from? So I already knew. So I had bits of the information there. I'm not completely a bimbo. Do you get what I mean? The next day, I text him again saying, hey, are you coming to get the car? And he's like, oh, did you report the car stolen? And I said,
wait, what?
Yeah, he goes to me, did you report the car stolen? Why would I report the car stolen? And he goes, because I did a HPI check on the car and it is coming up as stolen. And I said, well, you don't have my number plate, so you can't do a HPI check on the car, and my car's not stolen.
Gotcha, bitch.
And then he must have realised that up, because obviously my adverts didn't have the number plate and he wouldn't have any documentation of the number plate. He then changed the subject and he was like, oh, I'll let you know when I can come. Then the next day again, I've called him again and I've texted him again saying, look, I need the car taken ASAP. I need the money ASAP. Like, when can you come down? Because I was hoping he'll come down with the car and I can catch him in the act. Do you get what I mean?
He would never do that.
A week of conversation later and the police doing it all, as they do.
So it's swearing it and we're gonna have to bleep you out.
You can bleep me out. So obviously a week later and the police doing nothing, he messaged me saying, by the way, I've gone through some financial difficulties and I can no longer buy the car.
And
I knew for sure he had my car. What I was doing while I was coming out of hospital and looking in the area, I was then looking at CCTV of where my car could have gone.
How did they let you see that?
It was my persuasive skills. So I've now gone to every building and every building's camera person and I've persuaded them to let me see the footage, and I could actually see my car being driven off.
no better. Anything.
And it was down towards his area, so he told me he was south of the river and the car was going in that way. So imagine how many shops I've gone to. About 30 shops. Mad, right? The car was then picked up in South East London the next day on the ANPR cameras, and when they rushed there, the car was obviously gone. Like, obviously, when no one passes the camera, just sits there like, hi, I'm waiting for you. I've now gone to his area. I hired a car and I was driving around religiously. Like, when I say religiously,
Every day?
every single day, just in case I saw, until my baby came. So I was like, I had about 2 more weeks left, so I was doing it every single day for 2 weeks. No, because you have to remember that I've lost £20,000 in that vehicle. Because I had no insurance, it was a direct financial loss. And where I needed that money for my daughter, there was no way I was going to give that up. And every time I saw a CLA, I would go up to it and check the markings because I knew what my CLA was. He would have changed the number because it never got picked up again. After 2 weeks, obviously, when I gave birth, I had to forget about the car. I had to take the loss on my chin and get it moving.
Freaking it.
Police tried convincing me that the car was in a container, shipped off somewhere, or it was sold for parts. And I was like, there's no way the car's going to be sold for parts because it's a CLA and it's a new CLA. No one's going to go to a dodgy dealer to get parts for a CLA. People go to Mercedes. You don't just go to Tom down the road. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And about the container, like, people don't want a CLA in parts of Africa and Asia. They want like Jeeps and SUVs. They want proper cars that can be maintained on their roads. 6 months later, I get a call. He's like, Raya, we have your car. I'm like, what? What do you mean? And he's like, your persistence worked, because basically what I had done is I had called up every Mercedes dealership and I had given a description of my car and I told them what had happened, so they were aware when cars were coming in. And when my car came in to the dealership in Croydon,
he actually took it to the
dealership. Do you know why? It's because Mercedes, they're so specific with the work they do on it.
You have to,
because sometimes no other garage can fix your car. He brought the car in on fake number plates. So my car was a diesel car and he took it on a petrol number plate. And what Mercedes do is they always do a little background check onto your car. Now when the police called me, they were like describing some sort of car chase.
Nino, Mayday.
They were like, yeah, we were like, you know, chasing after him and, you know, he jumped out.
Wait,
and
what?
also, yeah, I know.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. So I was like, okay, like, I was digging up the police, I'm not gonna lie. They've now taken the car from the dealership and they've taken it to their impound. So they made me pay £150 to get my car released. What? So you need to get your car number plates printed, where so I'm having to get cabs to now the Harfords to get the number plates printed. And they were also closing. So imagine if I didn't make it that day, they would charge another £50 or something. So I've now collected my car, but they didn't dispose of anything of his. They didn't collect anything of his. So I've got a whole car full of his stuff. In the front compartment of my car, I lifted up where you put your armrest, there was condoms.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
So this guy was going around pulling girls and in my CLA that's stolen. That's why, guys, don't trust a man with a nice car, because he might have stolen it from a pregnant woman. So I'm now having to bag it up and stuff.
They're so lazy.
Honestly, I thought they thought I'm not going to pursue with the charge, if that makes sense.
Because you already got your car back.
Because I already got my car back. I thought, no, the amount of disrespect. 6 months. Anyway, found a little memory card.
Oh gosh.
And on that memory card, it had his details.
It's so
his name, his address, his pictures, everything. I've now seen his pictures and I'm like, this is the same guy that came to see my car. So it was 100% confirmed.
How much more evidence?
How much more evidence do you need? They've now put a warrant for his arrest. They've taken him in custody a couple of months later because he was flying in from the country. And
he even had time to travel.
when I tell you what he did with my car, he did the most. My man took out a loan against my car and he got about 10 bags. He's now got arrested.
Okay.
He's now said he's never met me in his whole life. They showed him the CCTV. He's saying it's not him. But you can see his bobblehead. And they decided they're going to pass it on to the CPS. I've now gone to trial with him and I'm scared. Because obviously...
Because what's going to happen is if he doesn't get prosecuted,
he knows where I live.
He knows your name.
He knows my name. He knows everything. I was scared because I thought if I have to go on trial with him and he doesn't get prosecuted, stress. So I'm now on stand against him. If you guys give me, how many likes should we say?
Let's do 150.
If you guys give me 150 likes, I will give you a part 2 to the story and tell you what happened to him once I got my car back.
So guys, get liking. Listen, I'm even intrigued by this story. I've heard it how many times? 10 times?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so get liking, guys.
And we'll do a part 2.
Yeah.
Thank you.